Hello everyone, I am the Honest Hierophant, and today's pick a card reading, we're going to be doing an update on your twin flame situation, or just any sort of advice or information about your twin flame, honestly. For pile number 1, we have This Might Hurt Tarot with a piece of Druzy Agate. For pile number 2, we have the Golden Wheel Tarot with a piece of Pyrite. And then for pile number 3, we have the Prisma Visions Tarot with a piece of Fluorite. The zodiacs and the spiritual properties of each crystal will be down in the description below if you need help picking your pile, but feel free to pick your pile now. The timestamps will also be down in the description, and you can jump to your pile now. Hello my pile number ones, welcome into your section of the video. Whether you have chosen This Might Hurt Tarot or the Druzy Agate, we're going to be trying to figure out what your twin flame situation is currently evolving into, or if there's any additional information that you need to know, or any advice for the current circumstance. So, I'm just going to be doing complete tarot today. There will not be any oracle cards involved in these readings, but let's go ahead and jump right into it. What is the main information that pile number 1 needs to know about their twin flame situation? What is the main information? Let's see. Right, we got the Ace of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, we got the Sun coming out in reverse, and then we have also the Page of Wands. So these are the main bits of information that we need to know about your twin flame situation. And I feel like this is more referring to like your twin flame other than yourself, but it could be talking about both of you depending on who is listening. But I do feel like in this scenario here, this person is currently trying to figure out, really more about themselves. I feel like there's a lot of denial. There's a lot of inner work. It seems like they feel like they need to kind of like create something out of nothing. They need to start over. They need to start fresh. Maybe there's things that have consumed them that they aren't really feeling like it's allowed them to be themselves, and they are looking for a way out, or they are looking for a fresh start of some sort. And I would like to really try to verify what exactly is the reason why they feel overly consumed about certain things going on. Like, why are they feeling overwhelmed? Or why are you feeling overwhelmed, depending on who is resonating with this? Let's see, why is twin feeling consumed? Why do they feel like they need a fresh start? We got the Death card coming out. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the King of Wands. Eight of Wands, and the Three of Cups. Alright, interesting. So, I feel like they don't necessarily feel like they got power. They don't necessarily feel like they have control over their own happiness or over the direction that they are currently proceeding in life. Maybe they feel like they are just kind of floating through life at the moment. And they need a bit more power. They need a bit more courage, flexibility, the ability to create something on their own. And I feel like maybe things could have been kind of handed to them, or maybe they have always been kind of persuaded to do a certain thing over another. And it really wasn't their choice. It really wasn't their knack or ability. And I kind of feel like they're just trying to empower themselves. They're trying to make sure that they can live comfortably in their own mind. And I think they're tearing down some poor things that are currently going in their life whether they realize it or they don't realize it. But I really do think that they are trying to make sure that they are, okay to be able to live with inside their own mind. They want to be happier with inside their own mind. They want their truth to be revealed to them, so that way they can walk within that path, so that way they can feel a bit more comfortable with achieving things, because maybe they don't feel comfortable of what they have achieved so far in their current life, whether it's with you or without you. Like, I don't think they really feel very, very comfortable right now with what they have achieved so far in their life. So what exactly has happened for pile number one's twin to have this sun card flipped upside down? Why is this sun card flipped? Let's get some clarification on that. We have Four of Cups. We have the Devil. We have the Ten of Wands. The Emperor. And the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, so the reason why there is not enough illumination in their life, the reason why there isn't enough happiness or joy or anything that is fulfilling them, is maybe they've just been overconsumed by the things that, have been pushed onto them. Maybe they feel like other people or other energies have kind of persuaded them to do certain things, or to, maybe act a certain way, or just overloaded information is basically what this person has, consumed. And probably is the reason why they are in the Five of Swords energy, is because they're just so consumed with this overloaded information that they have to deal with on a daily basis. And maybe they just don't feel like they are themselves. Maybe they are feeling like they are just put into a position where they kind of have to follow through with what other people are saying. And I don't think it's just one person. I don't think it's coming from you. I don't think it's coming from, like I said, just one person. I think it is coming from a multitude of different areas, and they kind of feel like they are closed in a tight little box that they can't seem to escape. And I think they're really trying to do some effort here to make something happen, to make an escape of some sort. They're trying their hardest to escape from the reality of an overload of information. They really want the sun to be apparent. They really want the sun to be in the upright position. But as of right now, they are in a downward position, in a flipped position, and they can't seem to escape it just yet. So they're wanting to create more things on their own, so I'm assuming that's why the Page of Wands is here. They're trying to find influence, they're trying to find motivation. Why is this Page of Wands listed here? For pile number one's twin flame, we have the Five of Wands. We have titties on the screen. Do that. The World. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. The Nine of Swords. And the Ace of Cups. Okay. So yeah. I feel like they have come to a point in their life where things are, kind of stale, I guess you could say. They're really focused inwards. They're not really focused on the outside elements at all. They're not really focused on, people around them. They're not really focused on you. They're not really focused on, other things that should make them, like, in the act of living, right? Like the day-to-day operations of, like, going to make money, or making ends meet, or doing the things that you have to do on a daily basis, like going to the grocery store, getting gas, taking care of your personal hygiene, things like that. I kind of just feel like they are, moving away from the obvious things of day-to-day things, And they're not really worried about that. They're not really worried about the outside world. They're not really worried about the gossip. They're not really worried about, what other people are thinking or other people are doing. They're not worried about their best friends. They're not worried about their family. They're just worried more about the inward possession of themselves. And they're trying to figure that out. They're trying to awaken what's really, really deep down inside of them, and trying to dissipate the fog that is over them currently. They're really wanting to make sure that they, aren't just going to have something stuffed down over top of their true self, their inner truth, and block it from coming out. They're really wanting to make sure that they have an opportunity to really allow this to excel, which is eliminating all the blockages that could potentially, delay it or harm it or anything like that. So that's the reason why they're not focused on anything else. And I don't know if they know that they're doing this, but I think this is what's naturally happening, is that they are making sure that they don't have any sort of corruption to the process of them finding their true self, or their higher self, their inner truth, whatever it is that they're looking for. They will find it along this process, I do feel like, because it's only a matter of time. So what is this Ace of Pentacles talking about? What do we need to know about the Ace of Pentacles? Give me some clarification of what this Ace of Pentacles means, what they're doing with it. We have the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Tower, Knight of Swords in reverse, and the Queen of Pentacles. So it's kind of ironic that the Five of Pentacles and the Tower are on the same side, and so is the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. It's quite fitting, really. A lot of Pentacles energy here, and I really just feel like this is a masterclass of what, like an energy reading looks like from tarot, right? I just feel like they're focused on their soul energy. They're only looking towards their soul energy. They're in their independent phase. They're in their phase of, let me provide for myself. Let me allow myself to find myself. They are not taking any shortcuts. They're making sure that they are focused. They're making sure they're taking their time. They're making sure they are rewriting their philosophies. They're rewriting their boundaries. They're rewriting, a bunch of different things that have allowed them to come to this position and redo that. They're wanting to escape the fact that they feel suppressed. They're wanting to escape the fact that they feel like they aren't seen, or they just are in this depressive state of mind. They're wanting to escape that. They're wanting to, rewrite the interest here. They're wanting to make sure that they can move forward in a happier state, in a calmer state, in a state that they feel like they are the ones that are in control. And that's the reason why they are starting on this soul journey by themselves and not including anything else. All right, so what does this mean for pile number one? What does this mean for pile number one? We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Seven of Wands. I'm going to have to quickly change that. And we have the Two of Wands. Very interesting, I would say. All the cards here is Wands. Nine of Wands, Seven of Wands, Two of Wands. I'm really feeling like I know that you're going to be like severely interested in this person, right? And I think all that you can really do is just be a motivating force for this person. And I don't think this is necessarily advice given to you just yet, but I do feel like part of the advice for you, pile number one, is that you've got to be like a motivating force for, this twin flame of yours. But I do feel like the control that you're going to have is by kind of radiating what you've already found, right? Kind of feel like you are possibly in a comfortable position of, being you, doing you, understanding you, and you just got to kind of radiate that. You kind of just got to do your own thing and allow yourself to not get trapped in a position of, outwardly looking or looking too far, or trapping yourself into a position where you're snooping too much or creating like bad chemistry in a way. You don't need to be overly pressive on this twin flame of yours. You've just got to let your actions and your choices kind of like illuminate who you are, illuminate your presence, illuminate your support, illuminate your what's the word I'm looking for? Your not momentum, but what's the word? Not motivation. Huh. I can't believe I'm slipping on the word. It's kind of like motivation. It's kind of like being someone there to like motivate. Wow, it's a very simple word, and I can't believe I'm slipping my mind on that word. But basically, just being there to kind of like motivate based off your actions, and I guess just like a motivator, or someone that can motivate somebody by your actions, and just live your life, be able to live freely. Don't let any sort of attachments weigh you down, because just like twin flame situations happen all the time. It's usually you're in or you're out. Most of the time it comes back around, that kind of thing. So like, don't sweat it too much that things are going to, be a disaster at this point. If you're really trying to make sure that this person comes back to you, if they're detached from you. But I think you just got to be someone, an influencer. That's the word I was looking for. An influence, a big influence on the person's life. Okay. Anyways, so just be an influence based off your actions and how you do things. Because I feel like they're trying to get to that same place that you are. And like I said, if this is actually talking about you, just flip the script, right? Just allow this person to be an influence for you, and, keep detached from them for a while and allow that to grow for you, because I feel like this is an independent phase for either you or the other person. So allow, the influence of your actions to be a good influence on the person. And they're just trying to get their way to that point as you are. And they don't want your help, but they do want your influence. All right. Let's see. What's the last remaining advice for pile number 1? Okay. We have the 4 of Pentacles. We have the 7 of Swords. And we have the 3 of Wands. Yeah, so it's best to be patient. If you're really trying to have this person come back around, it's best to be patient. Do not try to force things to be like the past. Do not try to force things in a scenario where you are trying to, go around and sneak around, ask questions to maybe mutual friends, or maybe snooping around on their socials, or, secretly trying to, come back around to the point of like, hey, I'm interested and I'm trying to make sure that we're okay. And I just wish things were like it was before. That's not what is needed here. You do not need to try to recreate the past. You just got to be patient and allow timelines to catch back up to a point where you can get back to like a friendship or a closeness that you were longing. Just allow things to fizzle through, because this person is really needing some distance. This person is really needing some time to be to themselves, to really learn what it's like to be themselves. Maybe they haven't really got to enjoy who they really are and allow that to come out of themselves. They really need that patience and cooperation from you to kind of just give them that distance and allow things to kind of just melt away and let the timelines catch back up to one another. All that is needed for you right now is being patient and allowing yourself to live your life and be a good influence at a distance, and try not to engage too much with words or trying to recreate something that is not currently there. But that is the best advice that I can give you. Hopefully this reading resonates with you, pile number 1. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to catch you on the next reading. Take care. Hello, my pile number 2s. Whether you have chosen the Golden Wheel Tarot or the piece of Pyrite, welcome into your section of the video. We are trying to figure out what information you need to know about your twin flame, any sort of updates, advice, any sort of thing that can help you in this current moment. We're not going to be using any sort of oracle decks in this reading today, so it's strictly just going to be tarot. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. What is the main information that pile number 2 needs to know about their twin flame? What do they need to know? Alright, we got the 9 of Pentacles. We got the Hermit. We got the 2 of Wands. And we got the Ace of Wands. Alright. Very interesting energies. I kind of feel like there might be a bit of kind of like a separation of sorts, maybe. I feel like there has been an option here of conflict and maybe some low self-esteem that is trying to be replaced. It's trying to lift the self-esteem, whether it's you or the other. I do feel like you have had a close connection, but there seems to be kind of like a separation of sorts that has, I think, purposefully come about. I think this has been something that has been stewing for a while, and I think this has purposely came about of like a sort of separation. Maybe this separation has been kind of long overdue. Maybe this separation has been something weighing on the twin flame's mind, and now it has come into fruition based off the sort of conflict at hand. And I would really like to dive deep down inside. What is this conflict about? What is the energy of too much like-mindedness, I guess you could say? Why is there a really big sense of rage here? Let's figure that out. What's the clarification? We have the 2 of Swords. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the 10 of Cups. The Star. And we have the King of Swords. Interesting. Yeah. So what it feels like to me is that the sense of rage has come from maybe too much of, like I said, the like-mindedness, being around somebody that has the same qualities as you do, someone that has the same outlook in life as you do, someone that comes across as someone that maybe has the same goals as you do. And it seems like, whoever it is, whether it's you or the twin flame, like I said in pile number 1's reading, is that this could be you, this could be the twin flame. I'm just going based off the energies here. It feels like it's the twin flame, but it feels like this person really wants to be in this independent state, right? Maybe this person is someone that really wants to also have the things that you have, but to themselves. They want it to be their own dreams. They want it to be their own aspirations. They're wanting to take more control over that, because what it seems like to me is there's a lot of counterproductiveness here based off of like the energies that I'm feeling or reading. And I think this person realizes that. I think this person realizes that they need to make a change, whether it hurts or whether it doesn't. I don't think that they want to keep hanging on to something that isn't allowing them to move into their future. They're wanting something to really come out of this as, their own completion, their own fulfillment. They want something for themselves. They want something solely independently, and they're making that effort to change that. And like I said, I feel like they've been stewing on this for a while. I feel like they are someone that really needs this separation of sorts from you, or vice versa. Is almost like this was intended. This is almost like it's a divine timing situation where it's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen for both of you to succeed in your own ways, in your own light. So, what is this Hermit card talking about? What is the Hermit card referring to? What extra clarification do we need for the Hermit? We have the Fool, the Four Swords, Eight of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. So I feel like this person is somebody that is, obviously needing to get a fresh breath of air. They're somebody that needs to have their own state of mind. They need to be relaxed. They need to be more mindful of themselves. They need to be focused more on their goals. They need to be more focused on their work and their contribution to their work. So if they are not being more focused or more mindful of things that are going on, they could easily slip up. They can easily eliminate the energy that they are putting towards that work and it not progress. It will fail. It will not have the same energy that it needs to keep moving forward. So if they keep putting energy towards the twin flame situation or towards other thoughts concerning your goals or your aspirations, they are eliminating their own. They are eliminating the fact that they can work hard towards their own. And I think they are just trying to harness that energy back to themselves. They're trying to retain that energy, and they're trying to put it to the work that they need to focus on. And I don't blame them for that, because it totally makes sense. But they got their goals that they are working on. They got their dreams. They got their life. Maybe they have a life with somebody else that they need to also focus on, and they just need to keep moving forward. They need to make sure that they are not putting themselves in harm's way. They are prioritizing themselves, and there's no reason to blame them for that. All right. So the Ace of Wands, what is this referring to? Is this referring to the stewing on the energy for quite some time? If so, what is that about? Let's get some clarification. We have this in reverse. Let's see what it is. The Three of Swords in reverse. Okay. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the World. We have the Nine of Wands. And we have the Two of Cups, which, once again, is also kind of like confirmation about twin flames and a sort of light. But I do feel like there has been something taught. There has been a kind of like a collection of energy that has come together and combined forces and has really brought something into completion. I feel like this person has been stewing on this for a while, because maybe there's some things that they haven't said to you that they have kind of figured out about themselves and about how they connect with themselves and the things that are around them. And they've have enough time to really resolve those issues with themselves. And it's almost like, well, if they can do that themselves, if they can resolve those issues, then what really is the point of having you in their life, right? So I think they're taking that direction of, okay, this has been kind of like a energy where they, retain the information from you and they move on from it. It's almost like they're looking at it as a life lesson versus realizing that you're their twin flame. I almost want to say that they don't realize that you're their twin flame, and it's kind of a weird energy. It really is. But I feel like they have taking the collection of information that they need to realize of the damages of themselves. They're working on that. They're like revitalizing that. They're harmonizing that. They're completing it, and they are empowering themselves to be better. And they are moving on from this with a great sense of empowerment, which is the Nine of Pentacles as well, the independency from the situation. And they feel like this is the best choice. They feel like this is the best choice for their current trajectory in their life. They feel like this is the best choice for themselves. And they are just moving forwardly on their great aspirations and dreams of their current life. So what is this Nine of Pentacles about? Can we get some extra clarification on the Nine of Pentacles? We have the Queen of Pentacles. There's the pairing of the Queen and the King. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Four of Wands. Nine of Cups. And the Hierophant. Yeah, so they learned the lesson. They understand the obstacles. They understand what needs to be worked on. And I feel like right now, at a point of time, that there is a bit more harmony without you in their life. They feel like they have, the tools and the knowledge now to move forward with their aspirations, with growing themselves, with, making sure that they are okay. And they are, concerned about you. They want the best for you, but they also want the best for themselves, which, takes a lot. It takes a lot to kind of not prioritize other people as much. And I feel like this might be part of the lessons that they have learned, is they learn not to prioritize you or your feelings over their own. And maybe this is something that they have struggled with for a while, is that they have not prioritized their own feelings. And I think they are going to. I think they are going to make sure that they are reaching for their own satisfaction and their own fulfillment. And that's what they're moving towards. They're moving towards more harmony, more peace, more stability, more their own energy and their own creation, being able to, sit down with themselves and kind of sit down with their own energy, be in the moment, be present with themselves, and being okay with just being with themselves and being in that meditative state or the independent state. And this is the hurdle that they have been trying to get over. And I think they are successfully getting over that now. All right, before I get into the advice, what else do we need to know about the twin flame for pile number 2? What else do we need to know about the twin flame? We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups. And the Judgment. Yeah, so there's definitely some unsaid or unfelt feelings towards the situation. I feel like they are trying to make sure that there isn't anything to come about it. They're trying to make sure that everything is kind of closed down, and that's what they want. They want to be able to, keep the feelings within inside themselves. They're wanting to make sure that those feelings don't necessarily come out onto the table, and they are making sure that they are, just staying at peace with themselves and really understanding life as they want it to be, I guess you could say, versus how life could naturally be if things were said out loud. But they're making sure that things are kind of kept quiet, kind of kept at peace, kind of kept in a narrative that they want it to be, and just move on from it and being at peace with it. Making sure that loose ends are tidy, but also making sure that other loose ends aren't created or other disruptions aren't created as well. So that's kind of like where they're at right now. But let's see if there's any sort of advice to you. Pile number 2. What does pile number 2 need to hear for advice? We have... what is that? Page of Swords in reverse. We have the Hangman. And we have the Nine of Swords. Okay. So, basically, what it's trying to say is don't really get too involved with the exploration of what truly is going on behind the scenes. What truly is happening to either your twin flame or the scenario that your twin flame's in, or reaching out too much, or trying to be obsessive over it. You need to kind of let it go in the wind because, like I said, I feel like there is some sort of completion here with the World card still showing brightly in the right-hand corner and the Hierophant also being in the left-hand corner. There has been a lesson that has been completed for both of you. It's not just one way. It's not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. Both of you have been completed a sort of phase in your life that you needed to have. And I think it's really time for you to kind of look more inwards and digest any sort of pain or suffering or anxieties that you might have and kind of look at it as a retrospect. Kind of look at it as like, I'm looking in the mirror now and seeing what this, time lapse has occurred. How has it made me feel, right? How has this made me feel? What are my weaknesses? What are my problems? How can I overcome these problems? How can I dedicate more time to addressing any sort of issues within myself and making sure that I'm better prepared for other future advancements moving forward? How can I release this energy to really create something better moving forward and having more of this harmonizing and fruitful potential life moving forward? That's what you want to create for yourself. It's not going to be with this person. It's not going to be with this person in your life. I feel like this person could potentially come back around at some point in your life, but I feel like the lesson here has been resolved, right? This lesson here has been learned. Whether you feel like you've learned it or not, it is time to really kind of study that a little bit more and not become too obsessive over it, but really look more into your shadow, look more into your heart space, and really try to figure out more about yourself. That is the advice here. So that way that you can move on to a more fruitful life for yourself. So hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully this resonates. And like I said, hopefully it's not too hard on yourself as well. But that's what I got for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to catch you in the next reading. Take care. Hello, my pile number 3s. Whether you have chosen the Prisma Visions Tarot or whether you have chosen the Fluorite Crystal, welcome into your section of the video. This reading is all about your twin flame, what advice you need to hear, what sort of information you need to hear about them, things of that nature, any sort of updates, things of that nature. We will not be using any sort of oracle cards inside this reading, so it's just going to be strictly tarot. So let's go ahead and dive on into it. What does pile number 3 need to know about their twin flame? What is the main information that they need to hear? What is it they need to hear? All right, we got the Queen of Cups. We have the Magician. We have also the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the 8 of Wands. Wow, okay. So, to me, this means that I feel like you're not necessarily in contact with this person. Maybe you've not necessarily met this person just yet. I feel like it's inching closer. It's getting to that point where you're going to have this fated destiny of meeting this person at some point in the near future. I feel like you are emotionally connected with this person without realizing it. Maybe you are freeing up your emotions. Maybe you are removing attachments to yourself to kind of connect with this person. Clearing out energy is kind of like what I'm feeling so far in this reading, is that you're clearing out energy to allow this energy to grow, to allow this energy to build, to allow this energy to come to you in the best possible way for you. So, with that being said, I want some clarification first on this Queen of Cups energy. What is this Queen of Cups referring to in this reading? What kind of clarification do I need to hear about the Queen of Cups? We have the Justice card. We have the Eight of Cups. We have the Six of Swords. The Hanged Man. And last but not least, the King of Pentacles. Right, okay. Really interesting energy. I do feel like you are kind of in this position right now where you are clearing up a lot of debt sort of energy, right? There's a lot of debt in regards to maybe some unresolved issues from your past, or maybe there is some debt currently happening in your life that you're currently clearing. And I feel like you are tying up a lot of things that don't really fulfill you, or don't really make you happy, or don't really take care of yourself. I feel like you're in a position right now where you are really looking out for yourself and kind of processing all this, kind of making sure that you are, in a position where you are prioritizing you. You are making sure that you are the number one factor in your life. You are somebody that maybe has not ever done this before in your life, and it's something that you're growing into, it's something that you are learning, it's something that is needing to happen for things to kind of click or grow into something. And I feel like with this process of you taking care of yourself, taking care of your emotions, tying up these loose ends, discarding anything that is from your past, or discarding anything that kind of damages you or takes up a lot of your energy, I think you are allowing things to kind of grow into this connection with this twin flame. And I feel like this twin flame is appearing as this King of Pentacles energy. I feel like the King of Pentacles is someone that would really pair up well with the Queen of Cups if given the opportunity. I know that the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles is technically a pair, but I do feel like with the water and earth, I do feel like those are a really good pairing for a great connection. Someone that really understands, a great loving connection. And I feel like that's what it's going to be about, is someone that can really provide for you and really provide a good connection. I feel like most of the time twin flame connections are a bit toxic and can get really overwhelming. And sometimes, it's really all about life lessons, and that's how they come in. But I honestly feel like this is a potential twin flame connection that can muster into something really beautiful and really worthwhile. I feel like this could be a long lasting scenario for you that could also be like a twin flame turning into a soulmate in some sort of way. I feel very heavily that, twin flames and soulmates are typically different, right? I feel like they are two different things, but I feel like this person could potentially be turned into your soulmate in this lifetime. Maybe this twin flame is somebody that was destined to win you over or to really accommodate your interests. And maybe a soulmate that you've had once before, if you have met your soulmate in this lifetime, maybe they were not the ones to work out, and maybe they were the ones that were a bit toxic to you, and maybe you were actually moving into a kind of shift of some sort of energy here that is best suited for you. Maybe there is some sort of shift of perspective, or shift of interest, or shift of your emotions. Maybe you're learning a specific lesson with this person, but I feel like this is going to be somebody that you can consider a soulmate moving forward into this lifetime once you meet. So, what is this Eight of Wands referring to? Let's get some clarification on the Eight of Wands. We have the Three of Cups, Page of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and lastly, the Emperor. So, I really feel like the way that this energy is going to come into your life is to really not be super obsessive or super like in awe of this person or super like thinking about what can develop with this person. Like, oh, am I going to marry this person? Oh, am I going to have kids with this person? Oh, am I going to do this with this person? You know, like not really creating the life that you think that you want with this person, but really about meeting this person. You know, really changing your perspective of like, okay, how can I do this on like a business approach? How can I do this on a more logical approach and kind of like think about it versus really trying to develop a lot of emotions about it and really allow the good energy of the actual connection, you know, the mixing of your energies or the meeting of your energies. Like, what is that going to be like? What is it exactly going to be like whenever you first are introduced to one another? And really kind of focus on the beginning versus the timeline or the completion. And I feel like that's going to allow things to ramp up, right? You don't want to kind of project yourself into the future too much. You want to be able to be more present-minded. You want to be able to be more in the mindset of how things start versus how things are going to be. Because I think that really derails the potential of this person coming in at a certain time. And I think that if you allow yourself to think about the beginning, allow yourself to think about how things are going to be when you first meet, then that's what's going to help boost the energy for you guys to actually be introduced and for you to actually come across one another and not really think too far in advance. You want it to be about what's the energy supposed to mean? What's the energy supposed to be about? How things are going to go when we first lock eyes or something like that, you know? And kind of think more on the levels of that, right? Let me get some clarification on this Wheel of Fortune card. Basically what I'm saying is don't let your emotions and your freedom of creativity run wild on you. Allow yourself to be more settled, allow yourself to be more critical, and think about the overall connection and how it's supposed to start, okay? Don't get too obsessive over this person, or else it will push them away. Wheel of Fortune. We have the King of Swords. A lot of King cards coming out. Well, King of Swords, King of Pentacles, the Emperor. I guess you can consider the Emperor as a king. The Six of Pentacles. We have the Hierophant. We have the Hermit. And we have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, so I honestly feel like there's still a bunch of stuff that you're processing, a bunch of stuff that you're going through currently where you were trying to figure out what the next best move is for you. You were learning more about yourself, and I feel like you're going to have to kind of take direction from yourself. There's a lot of intuitive powers that you have, pile number 3, that you need to rely on more, and that you need to really kind of like dig deep into those intuitive powers and allow yourself to really figure out what is next for you. What is the next best move for you? It's not about like, oh, I got to figure out where this person is going to be so I can move in that direction. No, you've got to look what's best for you, not best for the connection, not best for the person. You've got to look into what's best for you, and that's where the person is going to come into, right? That's how the person will find you, is by finding out what's best for you. Because if you have similar interests already, right, you're going to meet them regardless. So if you find out something that's best for you, that's going to be one of your big interests, that person's going to have that mutual interest. So you got to protect your energy. You've got to delegate your energy decisively. You've got to be able to make sure that you are following your truth. You got to be making sure that you have the authority over your truth. You've got to have authority over the direction that you're trying to go. You got to have the authority in your life. Once you obtain the authority in your life and picking, the right choices for you at all costs, at all points of interest, whether it's, work, family, future, love life, whatever, you gotta be making those choices for yourself. You can't be making choices for other people. You can't be making choices for the twin flame. You can't be making choices for X, Y, and Z. It's all got to be about you and what is in your best interest, and making sure that you're living your life based off that. And that's when you're going to learn the right lessons for yourself to obtain the right knowledge to get to your twin flame, and vice versa. The twin flame has to do the same thing. So what is the clarification on the magician here? Let's see if we can get a clarification here on the magician. We have the Knight of Wands, the Moon, Ten of Swords, the World, and the Empress. So yeah, like I said, you've got to be creating the life that you feel passionate for, that you feel like take care of yourself, that really puts any worries or doubts or harmful situations into your life. You're not really like limiting yourself to just the tangibles. You're allowing your subconscious to not be, in a doubtful mindset. You're not allowing yourself to really be in a lack of clarity. You're manifesting clarity. You're manifesting answers. You're manifesting passions. You're manifesting situations for yourself to really boost your self-esteem and to take care of yourself and to really put yourself forward as the focal point in your life, which is how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be the focal point in your life and really decide to take care of yourself. And if you start deciding to take care of yourself and following passions and following what really completes your life, then that's when this twin flame could potentially come in as well. You don't want to really manifest this person to come in or manifest this person. You just want to manifest what's best for you and your best interest. How can you, pile number 3, take care of yourself better? That's what you should be manifesting right now, is how can you take care of yourself better? How can you eliminate the things that are taxing you or that you are indebted to or things of that nature? Like, how can you eliminate those possibilities and really incorporate more things that benefit you? So let's see, what's the final information that we need to know about the twin flame here? What's the final information? We have 7 of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups, and the Judgment. So, to give you like a really good insight of your twin flame, is that this person is really working on themselves. This person is really working on their future, their goals, their aspirations. They are putting in the work to allow things to grow, right? They are not allowing, like, let's say, for example, when a gardener is trying to, grow crops or anything like that, they're not going to allow weeds to get in there. They're not going to allow pesticides to be in there if they're wanting to keep it organic. They're not wanting animals to come in, so they're, putting up fencing, they're putting up scarecrows, whatever it is, to eliminate any possibilities of contamination. They're making sure that their garden is growing fruitful for them, just like you should be doing for yourself. They are also making sure that they are not distracted as well with nonsense or any sort of information that could be derailing them of what they want for their future to be. They're keeping their mind straightforward and to the point and really focusing on their future and not like going deep into the future, but basically, making sure that they are obtaining the things that they need to. They may be a leg ahead of you, but I feel like you can catch up just by a mindset shift and making sure you're taking care of yourself. But I feel like they are doing exactly what you should be doing. And I feel like once you catch up, then things will start moving forward again. And I think it will be a really beautiful occurrence once you do finally meet and lock eyes and have that connection. But what is the final advice for pile number 3 about their twin flame? Anything that they need to know? We have King of Cups, the Tower, and the Page of Wands. Right. Okay. So we had the Queen of Cups come out first. Queen of Cups, King of Cups, the perfect pairing. I feel like the King of Cups could potentially be the best dad ever, with him understanding the feelings of, the child. This could be your inner child. And I feel like if he's able to resonate with your feelings, he's able to recruit the Queen of Cups to really say, hey, look, this is what's going on with our inner child. We need to take care of the inner child. Let's see what you can do, right? He puts the power into the Queen of Cups' hands. The Queen of Cups allows her abilities to nurture, take care of the emotions, take care of the feelings, take care of the responsibilities of that inner child, and really get them back on track. And I kind of feel like that's what's going to be happening here, is that the King of Cups is going to understand where the problems lie. He's still got that logical mindset because he does have that divine masculine type of energy. He still has that, mindset of the critical thinking, of the divine masculine type of energy. He understands that. But he's able to relate to the emotions as well. He's multifaceted here. He's got 2 different powers. He's able to resonate. He's able to understand. He's able to get all the perspectives to understand what's going on here. And he relays it back to the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups takes care of that. But he also gives great advice. He gives great advice to take down any sort of barriers, any sort of walls that are limiting you from your inner child to really manifest the great things that you want into your life. The passions, the aspirations, the joy, the flow of your life. And I feel like with the advice from the King of Cups, you get to take down what's not working, what's the barriers, what's the obstructions, and really kind of grow into this passion and grow into this joy and youthful nature. And I think that's what you've got to do. You've got to grow more into the youthful nature. You've got to grow more into the inner child that you want to possess. So maybe there's things that you are not really focusing on that needs to be focused on with your passions. Maybe you're in the wrong passion. Maybe you're doing the wrong things and need to revert back to something that is more like you. Be more like you is what this is saying here. Be more like you and take away the things that isn't like you. Give the best advice you can to yourself and watch it grow into something great. Watch yourself succeed, and you'll grow into so many great things, pile number 3. And you'll be able to meet your twin flame at some point here in the near future. But that's what I got for you. I hope all this makes sense. I hope you resonate with it. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to catch you in the next reading. Take care.